Hi everyone, my name is Wendy. I am a holistic counsellor and I am the co-facilitator with Nicole for Divine Balance. My background is in social work and in counselling. I have been working and supporting people who have anxiety, mental health issues for the last nearly 15 years. And anxiety is something that is very close to my own heart. A couple of years ago, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And obviously going through that journey, but also post-cancer, anxiety it's been knocking on my door quite a lot. So that's why I really wanted to create a course, because I wanted to share the skills and the tools that I learned, not only from my training, but also what I had put into practice after having cancer.
Hi, my name's Nicole. I am a holistic coach and a soul contract reader. My background is also in social work and prior to that, education psychology. Why anxiety? I have always been an anxious person. I think for me, the reason that I wanted to create a program that's focused on healing or shifting your relationship with anxiety is because it's one thing to know about anxiety and it's another thing to really put into practice the tools you need. Obviously, being a soul contract reader, there's kind of this energetic element I bring into it. And I think that goes hand in hand with a lot of the research and the theory that we know about anxiety today.
Okay, so how did we meet, Nicole?
How did we meet? For me, I would say it was pretty divinely orchestrated. We just started following each other on social media.
We
Um,
found each other on.
yeah, so I was following About Balance Counseling, and Wendy was following me at Divine Downloads. And then Wendy reached out for a soul contract reading. We did that, and then Wendy got in touch after asking if I would want to be a guest speaker on a course she was creating around healing your relationship with anxiety, and kind of morphed from there.
Yeah, it was about half an hour into that call. I was like, actually, I think she needs to be a co-facilitator. We need to bring up unique skills and powers together to create a course, because I know that, yeah, you holding that energetic and that spiritual element of, your numerology was something that I just wanted that essence through the course.
Mm,
And while I'm definitely a spiritual person in my personal life, I hadn't yet quite morphed that into my professional work. And I don't think that our course is really woo woo. Like,
no,
we definitely have a sprinkling of woo woo throughout.
it's holistic.
It's holistic, yeah, but everything that we talk about is science based, is backed up by science. And yeah, it's just been a beautiful journey of us creating this course, which is nearly, I was looking at the time frame, in October, I think, or November I had the reading, so we're coming up close to a year that yeah, well, good things take time, right?
Yeah, definitely. And we
Yeah.
haven't rushed this. Like, I think it's been something that we've been able to really reflect on and refine. But yeah, it's quite exciting that we're at a point now where, it's all coming together and it's going to be available for you guys.
Yeah, exactly. So what is divine balance?
Well, Divine Balance, in a nutshell, is really a self-led course designed to help you shift your relationship with anxiety. So we have 6 modules that are designed for you to do at your own pace.
Yeah.
And those modules are very, I guess, information based. But we have paired that with so many practical tools, different meditations, different things you can use to begin regulating your nervous system. The first module is a bit of background on what anxiety is. We focus on lots of different perspectives, and then we pair that with regulation tools that you can use straight away. We understand that if you are signing up to be a part of this course, that you are obviously experiencing anxiety to some degree, and we want to give you guys the tools that you can start implementing right from the get-go, that you can continue to use throughout. So that's sort of module 1.
Yeah, definitely. So it's understanding your relationship with the anxiety. Module 2 is a self-audit. So what we do is we take you through a series of questions that you can go through in your workbook to reflect on the different areas of your life. And what we're wanting to do is we're wanting to identify areas of strength, the things that are keeping you going. Often when you have anxiety, we can be so focused about what's going wrong and what feels uncomfortable that we don't actually spend enough time and light on actually what's keeping us going, what's getting us up in the morning, what is the one thing or even 2 things that we can actually be like, yes, okay, I can say that I am doing this well. So we identify that, and then we also identify the areas that you're wanting to focus on for the course. We're using this questionnaire to say, okay, let's look at your top 3 areas that you're wanting to focus on, and you can rehash and you can come back and use the skills that we've taught you to look at the other areas at a later time. But this is just really, module 2 is just having a snapshot of where things are at for you right here, right now.
Yeah, definitely. And that leads into module 3, which is very much focused on getting to the core of what areas you're looking at working on. You've identified your strengths and what you want to work on in module 2, and then we're looking at limiting beliefs. So what is a limiting belief? Are they conscious? Are they subconscious? How can we identify them? And then, of course, how can we shift them? I'm a big believer that our belief systems and our definitions are really the core of everything beautiful in life and everything challenging in life as well. So when we have awareness around what these belief systems are, we put ourselves in a position of being able to shift so many things.
100%. Then that brings us to module 4, which is looking at your values. So often in life, we are taught that we need to have goals, but we don't have anything to support us to reach those goals. So looking at values is about finding out what is really important to you. What's the guiding map of how you want to live your life, and what's the direction you're wanting to head in? How are you going to show up every single day? And we're going to nail and really become crystal clear on what does the behavior look like. If you feel like you are showing up every single day and you're acting in a certain way, what does that represent? What value does that represent? Knowing your values is going to help you feel more meaningful, more purposeful, more aligned with your day-to-day practices. And it's not actually having to achieve big things necessarily. It can be actually just really valuing that family is really important to you, or that health is really important to you, and thinking about, okay, well, let's get clear about what those behaviors look like that I can practice every single day.
Yeah. Module 5 is self-compassion and authenticity. So we're kind of taking you guys on a journey of awareness and understanding who you are. And this is what module 5 is really centered around. It's about how can I step into my authenticity, who I truly am, while also practicing self-compassion, because self-compassion is one of those things that we all know we should be nice to ourselves, but the reality is most of us aren't. We talk a lot on the inner critic in this module, which is a huge part of the human experience, having that little voice in your head and really understanding that inner critic and shifting what that inner critic is actually saying to you. Yeah, it's really just about honoring the journey and getting clear on who you are and where you want to go.
And then module 6 is our final module. We have a reflection on all of the previous modules. So we have a couple of questions for each of what you've learned or what it is that's really kind of stood out for you. And then we're going to create some goals. We're going to create some goals of how you want to move forward and how you're going to implement the things that you've learned through from module 1 to module 5 into your life in the future. It's about celebrating that you showed up, that if you've got to module 6, done the work, you've grown the awareness, but also that you're setting yourself up to succeed, because you're coming back to that idea of like, okay, this is a journey. This isn't I'm healed from anxiety. Anxiety is an emotion like any other emotion that we feel, maybe going to show up again in the future. But the difference is that you're hopefully going to now have the skills and the scope to respond to the anxiety, understand why it's there, and do something that feels aligned, purposeful, and let go of those limiting beliefs that are stopping you from moving forward, being kind to yourself, and living a life that just feels awesome.
Yeah, definitely. So we've got obviously the 6 modules, and then we have a workbook that goes alongside that, which has a lot of the exercises, journaling prompts, different tools. There's so much in this workbook. I can't even communicate it all.
Each module, we've separated the workbook to each module so it doesn't feel overwhelming. We really encourage, if you can, print off the workbook, because then you have this one place where you can capture everything and talk to everything, and it's just something that you can come back to in the future.
Yeah, definitely. And we also have a practice library where we have recorded different meditations, different exercises, visualizations. I'm trying to think of what else is in there. We've got a limiting beliefs quiz that I've put in there. So there's lots of tools for you guys to use as well.
Yeah, that's it. And so that is Divine Balance. It is our gift of our personal experience, but also our expertise, I guess, and what we have been practicing and doing and working. But I think the difference with Divine Balance is that we have both experienced and live with anxiety. So we what we're offering you is what we know works for us. And so we want to share that with you.